We have seen the technology that's changing how we move and what's coming down the pipeline. Now let's talk about who stands to profit from it. Our panel, Lou Basenese and Knutsson, is back with us. And Lou, if this is the next transportation revolution, right? Where specifically do you think investors should be looking?
It's a great question because you got to invest across the value chain. So if you want to own the vehicle makers, right? There's a few companies. We talked about Joby Aviation before that's making the air taxis. You can buy Alphabet because of their exposure to Waymo. I think that's something that will ultimately be spun off and be an opportunity. And then, of course, SpaceX, the newest opportunity to invest in transportation. But you got to remember, these are not going to be based upon earnings and revenue fundamentals. It's going to be based upon milestones and regulatory approvals because it's still too early in the commercial adoption of the vehicles. If you want to profit now, I think you take a chip type play. A company like NXPI Semiconductor has 50% of their business that goes into automotive and transportation related chips. By the same token, Visteon is another company that I personally own, all these stocks except for SpaceX, that makes the displays. So if we think about automated transportation or air taxis, you've got to have some central control system that is operating and displaying the information to people, and that's what Visteon's bread and butter business is.
Well, and I know that you heard my conversation with Brian Bedford a moment ago, and that's what I asked him. I said, these companies, Wall Street, but the companies themselves need clarity on when they can get the approval process done. I understand that it's air safety, and fair enough. But you've got a bigger chance of passing away from a bee sting than you do from an air incident at this point. So let's maybe move this along.
No, and I think that's a great distinction, right? In biotech, which I love to invest in as well, there's very clearly defined regulatory approval processes. When we're talking about this transportation and air safety, it's not as well defined where investors can make the calculation of, is this worth tying up my capital for this amount of time? Because you don't know how long it's going to be.
Well, Kathy Wood from ARK has certainly been pulling back, we know, on Joby and Archer and other companies. So let's talk, Kurt, about what the technology landscape is just in general with you. Because what type of emerging technologies do you see, technologies, that are going to make air travel better, travel better? I mean,
you have
the technology's out there.
Yeah, you have air travel in your blood. So, I mean, I think of you when I think of the kinds of things that we are now seeing as really important touch points. For example, we end up now, remember when we had the shutdown and TSA lines were really long? Yet when I went to JFK, my line was super short. Why? If you have TSA pre-check and you bother to scan your passport with the app from the airline, suddenly you opt in to touchless ID. And what does that mean? It just means that they've checked you in advance and you get to go in the super short line. So at most major airports, when you travel this summer, that's going to be the shortest line through security, and it's remarkably fast.
So we're going beyond Apple AirTags at this point for travel when it comes to tech. And the airlines, again, are really utilizing technology and AI to make sure that they, don't lose our bags.
Yeah,
that they don't lose our
Yeah, true. So United was one of the first airlines to really embrace the AirTag that Apple makes, the tracker. But regardless of what carrier you're flying, if you don't have an AirTag in your bag at this point, you're kind of a fool. And it's not just one, you need to do two. You do the first one that's deeply hidden inside of your bag, and then you do the second one that's kind of obvious. So if someone steals the bag, you're like, oh, I got the AirTag, I'm not worried about it anymore. And then you can still track your bag with the second one that's there. It's a really good, smart way to travel right now using that kind of technology. And then we see at the airports also decisions being made on the lounges for airlines. So you see a lot more of these innovative lounges pop up. But more than anything, what I'm noticing is that decisions are being made even within our own company.
Right.
I don't want to fly an airline that doesn't have good internet. And really, Elon Musk is winning in this space with the online service Starlink that they have in most of the carriers. United, really a big partner there and growing. I used to fly American. They invested in Amazon Leo. They just are not there yet.
Right.
So it's interesting to see that despite what an airline may do to attract us, whether it's by price or whether it's by other features such as super nice lounges, it's really going to be at the end of the day, staying connected when you fly is really important to
people.
Good
news for everybody that hates going to the airport. Kurt Knutsson, Lou Basenese. Guys, thank you so much for being with us.
Good to see you, Cheryl.
Really appreciate it.